But
Dude, I'm excited as fuck.
dude, you should be.
Yeah. This is the dream right here.
I know, man. It's just gotta get it done. I mean, you talk about it being the dream, and it's like, where were you when you were like, I'm gonna start a card shop?
I was sitting in here not selling picture frames. And so the cards, I signed this lease here 2.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got the keys December 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
And the idea was to do picture frames. And that was my past retail experience. But I had been doing card shows for a couple years. So I decided, well, I'll do the picture frames. But because you don't have, there's really no retail sale there.
Right.
Like, well, then I'll bring my cards.
Yeah.
I'll have cards and I'll have the picture frames. Bring in your frame, leave with some cards, get a sale done both times.
Right.
And that was the plan. What happened was I couldn't sell picture frames, but the cards were moving. And then it got to the point where I didn't want people bringing in picture frames because I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to sell cards.
Right. Because you were passionate about that.
Exactly. And, I could make social media content around sports cards. It was hard around picture frames.
Sure.
And I was trying. It was like pushing a boulder up a hill. It was just hard.
Yeah.
But that's often where the payoff is. The grand scheme of the picture frames, I wanted to do, and someone's going to steal this idea, but I did it first. Someone's going to steal this idea is I want to be the first custom picture framer on the blockchain. So you brought your artwork, I make your frame, get you a great picture without the glass in it, and then I mint you an NFT on the blockchain, and you get your, your frame.
Physical piece. Yeah.
So the receipt, the receipt was going to be your NFT, and then it kind of would go on there, on its way, and it just really never got going.
Right. And was this peak 2020? Was this like kind of when NFTs, crypto, things were starting to...
So that boomed in 2021, 2022.
Yeah. You were ahead
by
of it?
the end of 22, it was falling off.
Oh, okay.
So I actually was doing this in the headwinds of only morons are doing NFTs.
Yeah.
NFTs.
Right.
So I was facing that headwind as well.
Yeah.
And it really just put me in a tough spot.
Sure.
And, you can have a great idea and you can be too early. You can have a great idea and be too late. I think with this, it's a great idea, but I just didn't have the ability to sit around and wait for it to grow.
Right.
NFTs are making a nice comeback now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't wait. So I tossed in the towel after only like 2 months of doing picture frames, and remodeled a little bit, and then opened back up as a card shop. August 30th, that's air conditioning. August 30th of 2024.
Got you.
So that was my first day as Liquid Sports Cards.
August 2024.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I remember when I was first getting into cards, literally it just happened to coincide with you opening up Liquid Sports Cards. Like I saw it, like a grand opening was like 2 weeks from when I actually started looking into sports cards. And
nice.
I think the first card shop I went into was Hit Kings on Beachmont. But it was only because it was the only card shop I had seen driving by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not from the area, so I didn't know like the OG spots and stuff like that. So when I saw this spot, I was like, okay, new. Hopefully they're nice. Hopefully it's cool to have a conversation. And then obviously met you, and the rest is history. But
here we are.
So
you opened the first hobby box in the shop.
Hey, we ripped the what is it? Perdomo. Perdomo, yeah.
You ripped the 1 of 50 gold autograph that was in the marketing for the Topps Bowman release.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a dopamine hit. That was the first
Oh,
hobby box I opened, and
yeah.
then all the other ones I hit. We don't talk about that. But when you opened up the shop, like obviously you had intentions of closing the framing side of things, but like what did it take for you to even open up? Like clearly you had a ton of cards because like when I walked in, you had a ton of cards,
Yeah.
but like when you first open, you don't have people who know to sell to you. You don't have people bringing stuff in.
Yeah.
And like, what was those like first couple months like?
I did set up at card shows
Okay. So,
for a couple of years before opening the liquid sports cards.
mm-hmm.
So that's why when I opened the picture frame shop, I had the cards to sell.
Ah,
So I
gotcha.
had a couple cases, jewelry cases, display cases that I picked up from my neighbor Arcade Legacy, right here next door, and put those in the shop. Put my cards in there.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of ripping cards in 2020 and
Yeah.
2021.
Joey B was in those though.
Boy, I ripped so many boxes of cards in 2020. And one of the reasons my wife was like, yeah, you could sell cards too. Because I was setting up at card shows and I had a lot of cards in the basement that, nickel, dime, quarter cards that
Yeah.
I was able to kind of fill out the rest of the space.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a nice base to work off of.
Right.
But, you getting people in the door is the hard part.
Right.
And that came to social media,
Mm-hmm.
marketing, and a little bit of Facebook ads mixed in.
Sure.
The social media content, just letting people know I was around. And then, as I hope you see now when you're here, you do it when you're hanging out here, inviting people into the shop and making sure they have a good time.
Yeah.
Essentially, you get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
Make sure you knock it out of the park. I usually try and buy something from everybody who comes in to sell,
Yeah.
even if it's just one card or if it's the whole collection. Usually trying to get a deal done as a base to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I joke around like it's buying the relationship with
Mm-hmm.
folks, and sometimes you got to pay a little stronger. Sometimes you might want to buy some cards you don't necessarily care about,
Right.
or you might not have an exit plan.
Yeah.
But when someone walks in, making sure they have a good time, making sure you greet them, have a conversation, ask them questions, what's their journey in collecting look
Right.
like? It's different for everybody. So
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious, and then I want to earn your business. So
Right.
it just comes down to taking a swing at building that relationship whenever someone walks in the door. And I didn't hit up card shows once I opened the shop because I just didn't have time to be and I couldn't be two places at once. The shop was open on Saturdays, but now I'm at card shows a lot more, introducing people to the shop.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that's one thing that I think set you apart from like any other place I'd been to, because I think one of the disconnects within, and this could just be this area, but I mean, I feel like if I walk into a card shop, unless it's like, I wouldn't even say that, because like old-timey shops that I've walked into, now that I've, been looking at card shops, like I want to see what other setups are, etc. It is hard to get a greeting sometimes, Like they may give you a nod or like, hey, but it's like, hey man, what are you in for?
Yeah.
Hey man, like how's your day going?
Yep.
And I think that's where we separated, because I literally walked in and you came in with this warm energy, and like that's one thing that I love about this place. And I almost wish, we'll do some tidying around, but it's like it'd be cool for people to just sit down and realize like we're not trying to rush people out of here.
No.
Like it really is like I love being able, all the people who come in here, especially when you see the familiar face.
Yep.
It's like I could sit here and kill an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
I mean, our wives will be mad, but I mean, boys will be boys, and we love the hobby, right?
I mean, I'll be here talking to folks, and 2 hours will go by, and it's just like, wow, how did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the investment in the relationship, and it can be one person, it can be 10 people, every day is different, and if you can get some work done pricing cards while you're chatting, that's ideal. But sometimes you don't get that opportunity, and it's every minute's worth it because you just don't know where that conversation will lead the next time. So
Right.
I look at everything as be in the moment and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And man, I appreciate that. It's when I go to card shops when I was traveling, with the family, you hop out the car, go into a card shop, and like the kids are in the van waiting for you because they didn't want to go inside.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing, and tell the wife, hey, it'll be 15 minutes. And then you get a text message 30 minutes later, and she's like, hey, where you at?
Yeah, for real.
Here I come. And then there are other shops where you're in there and you're out in 5 minutes because you may not feel welcome. You may feel like a nuisance. And then also you look around and you see what you wanted to see and you're out.
Yeah.
So I definitely try to have something for everybody, whether it's nickel, dime, quarter cards, or whether it's the high-end stuff. The only thing I don't really have, and you can see the disappointment in people's faces, is I don't have hobby boxes.
Yeah.
I don't have that. Don't have that connection to buy wholesale at that level. So I don't sink my money into those products because I just can't have things sit on the shelf. I have to keep them going.
Right.
Despite what you see back here.
Right.
The stuff sitting on shelves is the dangerous part in any business.
Sure.
Especially when it's cards that can pile up. So
Yeah.
keeping things moving is critical.
95 is like kind of the peak. I mean, that's a conversation in itself, is like 95% on a card. Like, you buy a card, you cannot expect to get a full comp on anything.
No.
Like, if you get 95% on a card at a show, you are almost like flabbergasted. You know what I mean?
When people straight up pay 100%, dude's just like, hey, here's $40 and pays for the card. I'm like, what, bro?
I know.
Because then I'm like, oh, well, this is obviously priced too low. you're getting a deal.
They got one on me.
And that's the experience of doing all the sales.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, as long as you, like, if you mark it up $5, $10 to allow me to get down to the 90%, I think that's probably that. If it's a $120 card and you want 120, we got a price of like 130.
Yeah.
And I'll try and get us like 115.
For real.
Just because, man, getting 100% on a card is impossible.
Pipe dream. Unless I really like a card, and I think the cards that are priced under like $100, like if there's comps at 80 and you have it at like 85 and it's a card like Anthony Richardson that I really need for my personal collection or anything like that I'm not seeing anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like a low numbered something that's just like exactly what I want.
Yeah.
I think it's rare, but like people will, like myself, I would pay full comp for something that I'm like really into. I've been benefited by that because like I bought full comp Shohei in January.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, dude, I have no Shohei Otanis. And then I literally held them until March and
went up,
basically doubled my money.
Yeah.
And that's paying full comp. You know what I mean? Like, anyways.
And that's where, like, there's just a handful of players you can do that with. Because, like you saw when we just bought those 3-case hits, I mean, I offered the best price I could offer, and they still wanted another $20, $30 on top.
Yeah.
But I don't like to lead with the low offer because I don't want you to have to counter.
Right.
So that's where that dance can be tough for me, where a lot of folks will just offer the low price, and if you take it, cool.
Yeah.
And if they counter, well, they left that room for that. I just don't necessarily do that. That's why when they asked, okay, how much more if we do store credit? I really didn't have a number I could do, but I said, I'll do $25. That way you can get a box of cards.
Yeah.
And take it from there. Because then they're walking out with something.
Right.
They're walking out with cash, and everyone's happy.
A little win too. It's like
Exactly.
you didn't give all ground, but you gave a little bit. So it's like I did win a little bit, you know?
And he even said that, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Let me win a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to wreck a deal over $10.
Right.
Just doesn't make sense, especially if I'm pricing things fairly.
Yeah.
Problem is when people want the comps are average out at 300, but there's that 330 sale, and they want it priced at 330,
Yeah.
and they want 80%, and they want to win the deal.
Yeah.
It's like all those things going against me. I'd rather just pass.
Yeah.
And that's part of the conversation that we have with people in the moment.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me of what I just go through today because I don't own a shop.
Mm-hmm.
Going through Marketplace is disastrous because literally the people will put their card at $1, send me an offer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me look at comps. Let me kind of like figure out maybe what they're thinking, right? And I see consistent comps at $400, like a 410, a 390, a 400. I'm like, bang, $400.
Yep.
Couple other cards similar, just ranging between a $40 range. It's easy to cut it right in the middle and just smack it. And I put them, I'm like, hey man, here's the comp. Here's my percentage. I think I offered him like 85%. And he goes, yeah, we're like $300 off. And I'm like, okay. I was like, off of my evaluation, off of the price? And he's like, yeah, I offered like, it was like $1,600 and I offered like 14. And he's like, well, I was kind of expecting to get 17. And I'm like, okay. So you want an offer.
Yeah.
You don't give me any idea of what you value your cards at. Mm-hmm. And then waste both of our times because I'm trying to be a civil person. And sometimes I think it's people who may just, like people who walk in, they win a break. They're like, oh man, online it says it's $300.
Yeah.
Send me 300 Benjamins.
Yep.
And then they get in here and realize, oh, you mean you buy cards to make money on them, Yeah. Oh, it's a trip. All right. We got off on a tangent. But, so to segue into what you were talking about as a business owner and having product, like Topps took over the licenses.
Yeah.
And obviously all three major sports are dominated by Topps. With the new football release, before you could get like, Panini retail products and things like that at a good
wholesale price.
And now it's so important for a shop to have a Topps partnership.
Yeah.
And they're so select. So like, how do you envision this kind of affecting the industry, but also just like yourself? Because like you're at the forefront of it,
Yeah. So when I opened the shop, I had no anticipation of having boxes for sale because I wasn't going to go clear out Walmart's. I wasn't going to buy them for 25 and then try and sell them for 40 or buy a mega for 50 and sell it for 80. I didn't want to spend my capital that way. So I never anticipated having that option. Went to the National in 2024, met a company that did wholesale with Panini, and they took me on as a new account. Changed everything. I mean, it really accelerated my ability to grow the business because I was buying these blasters at a wholesale price,
right?
Pricing them fairly, $5 under market, on the stuff that, optic that would go up to $80 a box. Well, I'd sell it at 70 because I needed to keep the cash flowing. And also, I was trying to earn your business.
Right.
So instead of paying $100 somewhere else, you came to me and you could get it for 70. I had a customer for life.
Right.
So now that Topps has taken everything over, I don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some WNBA. I'm going to have soccer. I'll have stuff through Panini.
Right.
But it's not going to be the same. And I'm not going to buy a bunch of stuff from Topps at secondary prices and then mark them up to make the profit. Now, if I can hit a Topps release on Topps.com, if I can get some hobby boxes, if I can get some blasters and megas, I'm going to do that. And then price, again, $5 under the market so I can keep it moving. But that is a much more risky game to play.
Yeah.
So I don't anticipate much of that going on. Instead, I'm essentially going to revert back to the original business plan of being a single shop, being a second place, or, be the third place. You have your home, you have your work, come to the card shop, spend 30 minutes, spend 2 hours, your hobby time with the shop. So that'll be what happens going forward. and I hope to continue to be that spot for people to buy, sell, trade singles. And I will have some Panini boxes, but yeah, it's gonna come down to, can I continue to earn people's business on the single side of things.
Right. And I mean, I think that's obviously how like most card shops do well, but that product is definitely like that secondary income that, you know, you can rely on. Because when you're buying
Huge.
wholesale, you know, like for instance, I hate to bring it up, but I mean, this 2025 Topps football release,
Yeah.
shops made a killing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was of the opinion that, you know, I really praised the shops who, if you wanted to rip a box for $800, they rip the seal, you open it.
Yeah.
That to me, because I'm not one of those people who, because honestly, if I kept it sealed, yeah, it's an easy flip. Especially on release day, you could have sold that for $1,000, $200, but then the next person is paying $1,000,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I really liked that idea for some shops where they, you know, probably bought in at like $200, you know, and they're flipping it for $1,200, and other people were like, hey, like, not basically I'm gonna triple my money instead of 5x it, and then on top of that, my customers know that I'm going to give a great product, right? Like I'm gonna be fair to my community, and it isn't perfect. I have to rip your seal, but like for someone like me who just wanted to rip Topps Chrome because it's a new set, who like I guess that's maybe something where the money, the flipper side of this hobby, can kind of divulge into, but at the core, you should really enjoy cards. You should enjoy collecting. And I don't care who you are, but even if you're ripping a retail pack, it still feels like you're opening a new set. It's something new. And I think that's the thing that frustrates me a little bit with Topps not opening up their branch to more stores.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it really does just hurt the community. Because like when you look locally, there might have been 3 or 4 shops that had it, and I know not one of them had it anywhere near under $1,000.
Yep.
It was $1,600 basically everywhere you go.
Yeah.
One local store had a $100 discount off their box for one, and it's like, how much are they? Well, they're $1,600, but you can get in at $15. You know, and it's like, I just felt like it was a disservice to the community, and that's where I think your shop can, you know, really blend those lines of being true to the community.
That's the goal, because that's what, like you just said, that's what you want. That's what I want. I'm willing to pay secondary prices on boxes if that's my only choice. But if I can have the opportunity to rip a hobby box for $800 or $700, and you're gonna rip the seal, and then I get to go home and rip the packs with my kids, let's do it. Like you will earn a customer for life that way.
Yeah.
So I applaud Burbank and the other shops that were doing that.
Yeah.
Because that is customer first.
Yeah.
And I don't begrudge businesses that want to maximize their money.
Right.
You can sell something for $1,200. You can sell something for $1,200.
Yep.
But in the long run, what makes the most sense for your shop, for your business, for your customers, you should factor that in too. And I think the ones that do will reap the benefits long term. And the shops that 10x their buy, you know, props to you as well. Just the
customer will remember. That's the only thing, is like the customer will remember this shop was good to me.
Yep.
And I think that just comes down to the market too, in your local community is like, you know, I know this shop and I know that shop. I know that shop is out for money. I know this shop is out, sure, to make some money because we have to at least put the lights on, right?
Got to.
But at something that makes sense to the consumer, makes sense to the collector, makes sense to anyone who wants to truly be involved in this hobby, is to have a place that is inclusive in the way of not gouging prices, trying to be affordable, trying to work with you on prices.
Yep.
You know, it's like that's such a core to what this place is, and I mean I mean that's why we hit it off so well. But I mean,
Dude.
it from day one, it was always like,
Yep.
what do you need? What do you want?
Yep.
How do we make it work?
That's
you know?
it. Because I want to do this forever.
Yeah.
I want to be in the hobby forever. I'd love to own the business in the hobby forever. That may take on different avenues, but the retail shop, I hope to do this forever.
Yeah.
It just it's the interaction with people that's my favorite, and getting to meet people like you,
Yeah.
getting to meet people like Peter who's helping out now, the folks who are in the shop today. Like on Wednesday, I get to see all my friends again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful thing, and you don't have to spend $1. You can just come in, say what's up, flip through the new cards, peace out.
Yeah.
And like, I'm thrilled you came through.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a card or rip a box, I'm here for that too. But in the end, I love getting to hang out with the folks that are coming through the shop on a regular basis,
Yeah.
and then meeting the new people. I mean, you've been here a couple hours today, 3-4 hours today, and it's it is the best seeing new people come into the shop, getting to introduce them to the folks who hang out here,
Yeah.
and just become a hub for community. It doesn't have to be around cards. It can be around sports. It can be around Pokemon. It doesn't have to be around one thing. Everyone can find a spot here and call it home.
So like when you talk about, having people come in here and stuff, one thing that like I've noticed too that really helps is like you're posting on the website, you're getting like cards listed, you're running breaks on the site.
Yeah.
And I think I don't completely despise whatnot, especially for what happened today. You ran a break, the people came in for a pickup,
Yeah.
and then they get to meet you. They get to see.
Yeah.
And it was 3 different people in the Cincinnati area who was like, oh, where are you? Oh, right down the street.
Yep.
And so whatnot definitely has its like benefits because it reaches such an audience.
And
But-
it's our target audience.
Right. But like, I love the idea of being able to kind of transition into you being able to run things on your store and like, because at the end of the day, you can offer better prices when you're not getting gouged by some of the fees
Yeah.
and things like that you have on other sites. And one thing that I've noticed, I mean, even if you run stuff on eBay, that's 15% right off the top. Fanatics Collect, I know, has fees. But it also is like an opportunity for people to get in here too. I know you ship, but it's like, hey, buy some cards online, buy into a break, come pick it up.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like, what are your plans going forward with like the shop? Like, what's the goal by the end of the year for the shop to look like?
Yeah, so right now we're only open Wednesday through Friday. Tuesdays is the back end paperwork, and then we stream on Tuesday night.
Yep.
Gotta have a day dedicated to the back end because it's critical. And then on Saturdays and Sundays we're at card shows,
Right.
introducing the people to the shop, making sales. Card shows are wonderful. The goal for the website, the goal for the shop, is to continue being the place for people to show up.
Yeah.
And what we're doing now is running some breaks via our website where you can go in and buy a spot and we'll rip when it sells out. And we have our PSA slabs listed on the website. So you can buy and have it ready for pickup here,
Right.
or you can buy and have it shipped. Right now, just slabs because they're easy to scan in and out. The barcodes
Right.
are there. Eventually, we're going to start taking photos or scanning the raw cards, having them on the website. But the ultimate goal is, it's spent north of $1,000 on cards today, probably closer to $2,000. At the end of the day, flipping through all the new pickups
Yeah.
and saying, hey, these cards are in the shop, and the next day they're going to be on the website.
Right.
So if you want something now, DM, call, we'll set it aside. What doesn't sell that first 24 hours would ideally hit the website with a
Yeah.
barcode, the ability to buy there and ship worldwide.